all Oliver, have you heard of Alden's climate theory? And I don't know. I don't get it. It's like it's got to be that Vaush told. I am sorry, but it's a little hard to believe that's a coincidence. But Greg.
0% of you are subscribed. Fix that.
We are a neutral platform that hosts debates. First, very excited to have you back, Vaush. It's been a while. And Oliver, thrilled to have you back after you had that slobber knocker.
I just have to tell you that I'm banned from YouTube currently because I said forbidden things about the coronavirus.
Boys will be boys, as they say. Vaush, the floor is all yours for your roughly minute opening statement.
So, with regards to climate change, the discussion usually centers around three basic issues. The first of which is climate change happening? The first question is exceedingly easy to answer. The more important question, though, is how bad is it going to get? We can take educated guesses based on current trends. For example, the increasing rates of forest fires, rising sea levels as they continue to rise, communities near the ocean are going to become increasingly at risk. These are just some of the innumerable potential consequences of allowing climate change to continue unabated. Which brings us to the third and final question: is this being caused by humans? And what can we do about it? I would suggest that even if this was not in any way being caused by humans, it would not change the fact that we must do something about it because we face an existential threat. I would argue, in fact, that it is irrelevant whether it is being caused by humans because we have a shared interest in the longevity of this planet, even if this is just some incredible quirk of our natural environment. Unfortunately, though, we cannot absolve ourselves of that responsibility because the increasing temperatures have been pretty directly attributed to the increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. We must prevent climate change. We must claim and lay claim to the land, which may yet be taken by rising sea levels. We must restore the ice at the poles. We must make the world habitable for our children and future children and such. Because if we don't, they are going to be very cross at us, and in all likelihood, they will not be paying for our retirement homes, and we will have no choice but to wander the streets, an old and dejected generation of boomers upset that we have been left out in the 118-degree sweltering winter heat by our angry grandchildren. And that is my case.
I want to repeat what I did last time, that I majored in empirical science, and my thesis deals with correlations, which is very important. There is no correlation between temperature and carbon dioxide. Correlation does not necessarily mean causality, but causality requires correlation, and there is none. Non-linear chaotic, increasing CO2 could also lead to decreasing temperatures. They only come to non-linear chaotic. There is no such thing in physics as a Barack Obama.
Thanks so much. We're going to kick it into open discussion.
So, with the greatest respect, these points are idiotic and all over the place. First of all, if your contention is that climate change is happening, but is not affected by the processes which I described it, I have no idea why you would take the time to lay out hits with me like beach houses are expensive. The fact that millionaires want good beachfront property, usually, by the way, on hills several feet or several dozens of feet.
That was not an argument, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. My apologies then. Then equally funny was your claim that migrating 500 million human beings over the course of a century would be easy. I'm not even going to get into the logistics of that. But these other arguments, the Philippines are hotter than Germany and people in the Philippines like it, so it wouldn't be that bad in Germany either. This is ridiculous. But this underlies a fundamental untruth that you seem to be pushing here. First of all, the idea that there is a lack of experimental validity to the claims of climate science, which is ridiculous. With regards...
Can I interrupt here? Because they don't even have one law of physics which explains the greenhouse effect. And if you don't have even one law of physics to explain it, then the theory is worthless.
What? What do you mean by law of physics? Wait, here, I have a paper for you right now. Carbon dioxide absorbs and re-emits infrared radiation. This can be tested experimentally. This isn't just correlational. We know for a fact that these molecular structures trap infrared radiation. I can provide it to you if you would like it. You can shake your head, but that's a fact. First of all, you don't test the validity of experiments by laws of physics. Laws of physics are numerous and relate to varying degrees to any given experiment. This is easily provable that CO2 correlates to the trapping of... No?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you want me to read this article to you?
I can give you 1,000 studies which dispute the claim.
Then I would like them then. I don't appreciate it when people lie to their audiences. And what you're doing right now is you're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
I'm real.
Do you want me to read this article to you?
No, I'm not lying.
I'm real.
At least you need a correlation between CO2 and temperature. There is none.
Yes, there is. Would you like me to provide it to you?
You can win $10,000 if you show me the correlation.
I have just done so.
Yeah. I was told you were studying sociology or something, so you have some, you know something about statistics.
Yes.
So if you a time period in the history of mankind,
you're completely making this up.
Let me finish.
You're just frankly incorrect.
Let's go to the data. So it's all on my website. So it's one website. It's all on my website. I will give it to you later.
Of course.
Can you see it?
Yes.
So that's the temperature for the last 1,000 years, and that's the IPCC data, the red line, and that's the CO2. Also IPCC.
This does not match up with any data I have ever seen on this time scale. Not even close. Wait a second, hold on. Why does the red line for temperature stop around 1930?
That's not 1930. It's at the end of I don't know, 1990 or something. But that's not the point.
No, it says right. It's so if each of the dividers there is 100 years, it stops a little bit before the midway between 1900 and 2000.
The temperature.
Don't you think it's wait? Yeah, but you can see right at the end the CO2 level spikes up, but your temperature graph doesn't include the past 80 years.
Yeah, it's because it's an old graphic, but it's the data from 2003.
Wait,
but
is it 60?
I want to draw you.
You're demonstrating a grievous misunderstanding of statistical analysis right here.
I'm talking about the correlation of CO2 and temperature, and there is none. And you can
wait, hold on. So I'm going to screen share because I don't know where you're getting these wacky data sources. If I may, hold on.
They are tampering with the data, so
I can't speak to conspiracy here. Wait. You're making a bunch of claims all at once, which sometimes support and sometimes do not support each other.
$1,000. We bet $1,000 now that first the temperature rises.
You still owe me $10,000 from the first thing you bet me on.
No, there's no correlation.
What? I just showed you correlation. I can't. Wait. No, I can't show you evidence, and you just say no to it. What I'm curious about is why you have delved so deep. What I'm curious about is why you have delved so deep into anti-intellectualism to try to argue against such an easy point. Shut your mouth. I've taken a look at your content before speaking to you. I know you're like a conspiracy QAnon type. So I'm less interested in listening to you cope about your lack of evidence and more interested in your mind state. Why do you care about lying about this so much? I want to know about you.
Yeah, thank you for asking me something, and shut up. No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm an idiot, and I'm arguing.
I've seen your website. It looks like TimeCube, my dude. Okay. I want to know about you. Imagine you and I are on a date. Are you into gay shit?
What?
With men. Is it okay if we date?
Yeah.
I pose you a challenge, okay? Find me an article, a contrapositive suggesting that the vast majority of climate scientists agree with you, a peer-reviewed article on a journal, or shut the fuck up. You can do one of those two things. If you have to go to his website to find evidence in his favor, and I can just cite journals that are posted publicly and peer-reviewed, I would... I would suggest to you, of course.
I link to peer-reviewed papers.
Yes, but your arguments there are weaselly.
Physics, the laws of physics, and you already admitted that there is no physical law.
You don't understand how that works. But anyway, yeah, that's the question to you. Do you think everybody is lying? And if so, is it the Jews? And otherwise, Is it because you're smarter than all of them? I need to know that. I can't, because we can't keep doing this thing where you pretend people agree with you. I'm sure it makes the lonely nights a little bit easier, but I assure you, you're out on an island, friend.
But are you committing not interrupting me the next time? If you're the director of
you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
So there is no mass extinction of animals because of climate change.
Wait,
Gotcha.
wait. I'm sorry. Just as a matter of responsibility, what he just said was literally the opposite of true. This guy is actually an incredibly accurate measure of reality if you just listen to the opposite of what he's saying. Well, okay, so we've gone over all the data. We've had a high IQ discussion on all the evidence available. And we've determined there's a global conspiracy. Yeah, so in summary, I saw that this would be a meme fest like 20 seconds in. This guy's a fucking moron. And a conspiracist. And if you look up anything about this guy, you find that he's actually being pretty mask on right now. And it's fun, and I enjoy these things. In all seriousness, though, there's no debate about climate change. There isn't at all. Corporations and governments, researchers and politicians, except in the United States and other countries with Fox News influence, have all agreed climate change is a real thing. Humans are causing it. We need to work together to save our planet. It's very simple. This doesn't even involve control of the population. Real socialists know the based and epic way of dealing with climate change is hankering down on corporations, okay? But yeah, so it's been a fun meme fest, but this guy is literally immune to, like, the concept of empiricism, so there's only so much you can do, right? All right, go for it.
So I clearly won the debate.
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
They asked, can Oliver name the 3 major greenhouse gases?
The name is methane, then it's nitrous oxide, I don't know the English, then it's hydrofluoric,
I'm muted. Alden's gas.
and so on. CFC11.
Justin Bieber farm theory. Balthazar 228, thanks for your question, said, is Oliver familiar with Alden's number in the context of CO2 and climate change?
No.
Gotcha. Arthur Santoro, thank you for your question, says, Oliver, what are your thoughts on Alden's number? Okay, Go Walls is says
Listen, it's my paper. I haven't published it yet, okay? It's in the works.
so many Alden's numbers. It says Gawal says, does Oliver agree with Alden's theory of thermodynamics? And L Just says, is Oliver familiar with Alden's number? Nico Samarino says, Oliver, have you heard of Alden's climate theory? And I don't know. I don't get it. It's like, it's got to be that Vaush told. I am sorry, but it's a little hard to believe that's a coincidence. But Greg Merritt said, Vaush, where is the missing carbon going?
What?
Let's see. Greg Murat said, Vaush, where's the missing carbon going?
The missing carbon? Is it more Alden shit?
Ben Riley says, wouldn't moving to renewable moving to renewable and alternative
to me the joke afterwards.
just like had a hernia. Okay. Says, wouldn't Izzy P, thanks for your question, said, Oliver, do you or have you ever smoked crack? All right. So Papa Yang Bang says, does Oliver know of the gas called copium?
No. But I know the gas called argon.
Gotcha. And Ben Riley, thanks for your question, said, can I leave a dog in a car with the windows up because the greenhouse effect isn't real? Do you love black people?
Maybe we'll finish this because it's getting too silly for me.
You're off air on my end. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
He instantly left the call. James, I love you, James. I hope you know that. In all seriousness, though, I'm sure there are some people watching who are mad or whatever. The thing you have to understand is that there are some people who just don't deserve good debates. Do you think the Alden's number stuff and Jewish question stuff make you look bad? Let me be perfectly clear. Anybody who didn't realize that guy was a clown 10 minutes into the discussion probably wasn't going to be moved by another hour and 50 minutes of nuanced conversations.